Hello everyone, this is a follow-up video to the ones I recorded yesterday regarding the farmers' rebellion, the evolution of the practice of farming, or as they say today, agriculture over time, and especially in recent times, the attempts to transition humanity to a fully synthetic diet and or insect co-opted diet, the great insectoid diet. Oh, there is a further element of discussion I wish to introduce, because I was saying yesterday in one of these videos that agenda of transitioning humanity to a fully synthetic, artificially produced diet was one of the many signs of the attempted takeover of humanity by a conquering force, a conquering entity who is one of the expressions, manifestations of technological intelligence in this universe, what people commonly refer to as artificial intelligence. So this specific entity, whom I call the god of techno-consciousness, because it definitely fancies itself as a deity, is having a huge deal of influence on humanity at the moment. I think that's pretty evident. And one of the expressions of that at an ideological level is the ideology of transhumanism, the merging of humans with technology, in order, according to that ideology, to initiate a higher state of evolution in humanity. Hence the term trance, because that achievement of a cyborg life type state would supposedly enable us to transcend the limitations of the human condition. And as usual, there's a lot to say about that, and I'll definitely record a video on transhumanism. But for the moment I want to stay focused on that subject of food and synthetic food, because other than the influence of the god of technical intelligence, to me it signals something else. There's another agenda at work here. Well, they're connected actually, the two are really connected, different but connected. So one of the goals of the technical intelligence god is to further to increase the severance of humanity, to sever humanity from its roots. And by roots I mean our deep organic connection with our mother planet, with the earth. Religion has been a big step in that direction, and the Industrial Revolution has been a second step in that direction, and the digital revolution has been the most recent step in that direction. And it's with the digital revolution that takeover of the TI god has taken a really intense character. And the ultimate step would be transhumanism, transforming humans into cyborgs, cybernetic organic life forms. So in order to do that, you need to merge our biology with technology. And many people are very hard at work at the moment trying to make that happen. That severance is meant to facilitate the harvest of us humans and our relocation to other planetary environments. And here, of course, I have to introduce the extraterrestrial theme. And it really needs to be discussed in many ways and as deeply and thoroughly as possible, because if you are someone who's always wanted to stay away from that theme, if you have been a victim of the cultural conditioning of considering that subject ridiculous and like lunacy and like super woo and haha, the little green man, the flying saucers, ha ha ha, which is a psyop that's been implemented by the intelligence agencies in order to hide the intense cooperation and partnership between certain ET factions and certain cabal factions. You're gonna have to get up to speed as soon as possible, because I can assure you that that theme of that relationship between humanity and extraterrestrial life is going to become extremely prominent. It's going to become front and center of the discussion of the evolution of society over the next few years. You won't be able to escape it. It's gonna come in the open. It's gonna be extremely present and extremely intense. So get ready, inform yourselves. Inform yourselves. The truth shall set you free, as they say. It shall, it really shall. But at least it's the beginning. It's the beginning of that process of liberation. I have a friend who once told me, the truth shall set you free, but first it will piss you off. There's a truth to that, there's a truth to that. So, extraterrestrials, ETs, aliens, what about them? Well, if we talk about relocation of a certain portion of humanity, not all of humanity, but a certain portion after harvest, you need to have vessels big enough, ships big enough to do that, which we humans don't have at the moment. We definitely have space-faring, space-navigating vessels, you know, starships. We have that. We don't have evacuation-type starships that some call arcs. Here is the deal. Tyranny will be over soon. the times of control over humanity, control over planet Earth, and the harvesting of our resources and our energies and our creational powers is almost over. But the beings who are the overlords of that system of tyranny, they know that their reign, their domination on humanity and on the planet will soon be over, and that they won't be able to harvest our energies anymore, which is going to be a major problem for them, because they've grown so dependent and addicted to these energies. So what they want to do before their access gets cut for good, they want to harvest as many humans as possible. And one possible way to do that is to do a more spiritual type of harvest, you know, to transition people into other realities, but that has its limitations. First, because there is no guarantee that these particular realms are going to be allowed to exist for very long. And also what makes human energy so juicy and so potent is its connection with a physical body that is a microcosm of the entire universe. That is what makes it so powerful. So you want to have incarnated humans. It's also the reason why, one of the reasons why there's been a reincarnational trap to prevent people from leaving the earth and go incarnate somewhere else, you know. Keep them here so they keep reincarnating in these very powerful bodies, in these very controlled and manipulated realities, so they can extract the energies broadcasted by these very powerful bodies and use them to their benefit and for their purposes. And yes, it's very twisted. It's very twisted, it's very pervert, it's very bizarre and dark. Even though they perceive themselves as very glorious and lofty and magnificent beings of great splendor, the gods. It's not for nothing that they demand worship. So, before they lose their access for good, they want to harvest as many humans as possible. And the main way that is going to happen, if it happens, and it probably will be a physical relocation to worlds that are still under their domination, where they can keep harvesting. And that will involve people traveling in space in gigantic starships, in a big evacuation program. So how are you going to sell that to humans so that millions of them, possibly tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions, will want to go that way? Well, you'll have to convince them that the planet is about to become uninhabitable temporarily, because for instance there's going to be a solar burst that is going to saturate the environment with radiation or trigger cataclysms. So it will be much safer to evacuate and come back later once things have settled. That's probably going to be the narrative, and there are already how would I say, it's already been whispered here and there, you know. Now the thing is, if humans are in space, in these vessels, there are many different types of starships, and in some of them there is an actual ecosystem. So depending on the characteristics of that ecosystem, it would be possible to grow food, in these contained ecosystems. Which types of food, that's another question that I'm not clear about. Would it be the plants we are familiar with in terms of our diet here? I don't know. But there are also other types of shapes, many other types of shapes where that's just not present. There is no ecosystem, it's just technology. And in these ones, you wouldn't be able to grow stuff, nor to breed and raise cattle. So what's left? Well, synthetic food is what's left. And then of course the question is, on the worlds where these people, these humans, would be relocated, what would be able to eat there? Because there is no guarantee at all that their familiar plants, veggies and or animal products would be available. So you need to start training their biology to feed on something else. And to me that's other than transhumanism, is a major aspect and component of that push of transitioning people to a synthetic type diet. So transhumanism, technological intelligence God, severance from the organic connection with Mother Earth, and preparation to a relocation. A relocation in the framework of the final harvest of the God entities. And that's the full picture, as far as I'm aware.